Hey, I'm Greg.
I'm Felicia.
And we are SCT Adventures, and today we're going to take you on a little bit different of an adventure. We're going to talk a little bit about our cruise vlog gear and what we use whenever we go on an adventure. Not necessarily, I mean, most of the time it's cruising, but I guess it can be for any time we vlog. But we get asked sometimes what we use when we go out, what we record with, how we edit, and so we just thought we'd just make a short video and explain to you. She said short. Short. She's used to that, doing that. Short video about what we use when we vlog. Now, but let's preface the video with this before we preface. Just I'm using big words today. Well, that's only 2 syllables, but still, that's a lot of syllables for me. But before we get started, let's just say this up front. If you want to get into vlogging and you've never vlogged before, this is your first time, you're on the fence about vlogging for YouTube or whatever. Most people carry a cell phone in their pocket, and your cell phone, regardless of what you see us use or any other vlogger uses, your cell phone has probably just as good a camera as anything else. So all you really need to do is pull out your cell phone, start recording, and start vlogging. Upload it to YouTube, get starting. The hardest part is just starting. Once you start, it's easy from there. So just start recording. So don't think that you have to have any of this gear that we have or anything fancy or invest a lot of money in it. We just want to show you what we use. So we'll get started with that. In fact, what we're recording this video on is an iPhone 13 today. So we're not even using this equipment to record the video on. So we'll get started. First off, all this equipment that we're going to show you today can be found in our Amazon affiliate store if you want to order it through there. You don't have to, but we just linked it in there maybe so you can, for easy access if you want to find it. But the first thing that we have is a camera bag that we ordered, and we carry this on every cruise with us. Felicia zipped it up conveniently before we started to make it more difficult for me to get into. This one's a Camden. I think the one I put in our...
not a Camden, it's a
Caden, not a Camden. I threw an extra letter in it. But I think the one I linked in the Amazon affiliate store is called a Terrion or something like that. But it's the exact same bag. It's probably made by several different people.
Well, we've had this
We've had it for a while. In fact, you took the cruise tag off of it before we started. But it's configurable. You can take these little panels out in here. They've got Velcro on them and make it fit your camera ever how you want to. But we really like it. It's small. It's lightweight. It has some different pouches on it. Some things on the side. What would you call it? Elastic pouches on the side. We really like it. She's normally the one that carries it. If we carry an iPad or something like that, it goes in the side. And we also use it for extra storage for different things.
Documents.
Yep. Passports and stuff like that. We just throw in there when we're going in, especially on embarkation day and that sort of thing. But it comes in different colors and all that. It was only like, I think the one I have in our store is only like $36. It's not very expensive, lightweight, and it fits all this gear I'm fixing to show you in it. So let's talk about what we use to record with. So we use really 2 devices whenever we're on a cruise. The first thing we use is our main camera, which is the Canon M50 Mk2. Now this is new for us. We had the Canon M50. I'm just going to get ahead of myself. I'm just going to talk over myself over and over and over. But we had the Canon M50, and we've been using that for a year or so now. And we just upgraded to the Canon M50 Mk2. And the main reason we did that is because the Mk2 has a clean HDMI out, and we have a live stream we do every week on Friday nights, and we just wanted to be able to use this to live stream as well too. This is a great camera. The screen articulates, comes out. There's another big word for you.
It was. Articulate
comes out. We love this camera. It doesn't do well for 4K. If you're looking for something for 4K, you may want to think about a different camera because the 4K is cropped. So we stick to 1080p and usually record. People ask us that too. What do we record in? We stick generally. Do you know what we stick to? She does it. We stick to 1080p, 24 frames per second is what I usually try to record in, unless we're going to slow it down and do some slow-mo, and then I go to 1080p, 60 frames per second. But that's generally what we record in. And this camera, I'm looking forward to using this. It's been a workhorse for us so far, at least the M50 was. I'm anxious to see this upcoming trip we have here in about 3 weeks on the Carnival Freedom will be our first cruise with the new Mk2. But I really like this camera. They're not that expensive. These things are about $600, I think, with the kit lens. Very nice. So you're moving all the stuff over to that side. So to use with that, up until recently, we have been using the Joby Gorillapod, and these things are very handy. You can take this, and we debated not taking this on the cruise with us this time, but I think I've about changed my mind, and we're going to take this. And the reason why, and I don't think we've even talked about this, is when we go to the shows at night, a lot of times they have these banister, these rails around the shows, and we can take this, mount the camera on top of it, and I can actually clip this around the rail and sit there, and it'll record the whole show steady, locks down tight on it. So it's really nice. If you're sitting on a table, you know, you can obviously put it down like that. The only drawback to the Canon M50 is the image stabilization is not the greatest in the world. So walking around with this, it kind of, you know, you have to go into your editing software and try to stabilize it a little bit. Which brings us to the next thing. But this is a nice little thing. The Joby Gorillapods aren't that expensive. We really like them to carry them around. But that brings us to our next investment that we just recently made, which is the Zhiyun, and I'm probably not even saying that right. The Zhiyun Crane M2S. And this little thing is a gimbal that we're excited about using to stabilize our footage. I've already played around with it a little bit here, but this thing is impressive. I'm not going to set it up right now, but the footage that we've already just played around and got with it is fabulous. Now, of course, it does make the camera a little bit bulkier, and then when you add the microphone, and we'll talk about it in a second with it, it does make a little bit bulkier of an appearance, but I'm excited about the footage we're going to get on our next vlog out of it. This thing, I can't remember, was like $270 or something like that. I've got it linked down below. Check it out if you're interested in a gimbal. This is not the most expensive one for the Zhiyun can't even say that. The Zhiyun has for the mirrorless style and the smaller DSLR cameras. It would work well too for GoPros and that sort of thing, but it's not very big. It's lightweight. I'm excited about using it, but check that out. And what the other thing we use with this is we just got this, and I'm excited about this microphone. You know, if you're vlogging with even a GoPro, and you've done it for any length of time, you know that the microphone that's built into it is not necessarily always the greatest thing in the world. So we've been using an external camera for quite a while when we vlog. We just recently got this one, and I'm going to take these off just so you can see. Now, we have been accused of carrying our pets on the cruise with us several times. It's amazing how many times people come up to you when you've got this laying in your lap and go, "Is that your kitten? Is that your puppy?" People, we don't bring live animals on the ship with us most of the time. Most of the time. But I'm going to take these off because the really cool thing about this microphone, this is the Deity D4 Duo. Did you know that's the name of it? The Deity D4 Duo? She doesn't know the names of all these things. She's here today just for moral support for me, I suppose. But here's the thing. So this microphone, the special thing about this microphone is it has a microphone in the front and the rear. And so it's aggravated me for the longest time. And she can.
Why is the front bigger? Never mind.
So it has a microphone in the front, okay, and it has a microphone in the back. So, and the thing about it is, it's aggravated me for the longest time whenever we've recorded, because when you would turn the camera facing forward, with the mic facing forward, anything you said from behind you couldn't really hear.
It was muffled.
Yeah, it was muffled, and so in editing it would drive me crazy trying to get those volume levels matched. Well, this microphone solves that problem. And the other cool feature about this, there's a couple of things, is one, you can switch this little button that has on top, and you can actually split this audio into two separate tracks, left and right. So and when you're editing in post, you can actually adjust the volume levels separately. If you keep the button switched, it's all on one channel. But what it does is it makes this back microphone not quite as loud as the front microphone, so it kind of evens it out for you. But even cooler than that is it has an input on the side. So if you're using something like a lapel mic, kind of like what we're recording with tonight, you could actually plug that in, and the back microphone goes off and it goes to your lapel mic. So if you were doing an interview for somebody or something like that, a sit down, the front mic's still hot, the back mic goes to your lapel mic, and it still records left and right. It's a really cool deal. These aren't that expensive. I think they're about $60. They sound really good. We watched some reviews on YouTube. We were very impressed with this microphone. I'm excited about using this on our upcoming cruise. It's a really, really cool microphone. Really cool microphone. The other thing that goes along with owning a camera like this is we've got a couple of extra things that we bought. Some ND filters that we carry with us just so that we got in case we go out in sunlight. These aren't variable, but you can buy variable ND filters. These are just ND filters that knock it down, so when you go out, you can adjust the camera for sunlight and take better video and that sort of thing. I got that, and I got another one here. You got your ND filters. We'd like to have extra batteries. Got these linked below. We got a couple of chargers. We always carry 3 or 4 extra batteries with us. And our little, we don't leave home without this little pack here, if I can figure out how to open it, that we just carry.
You always have problems.
I know. Carry all our extra
SD cards.
SD cards. Thank you, dear. That's why you're here today. You're helping me. But we carry a bunch of extra SD cards with us just in case one crashes or we fill up one because we forgot to delete our previous cruise, which did happen on the Ecstasy. Yes, I know. It was terrible. The last thing is this little ditty. And I got this link below. We use this. This is a dummy battery pack. So if you do get into live streaming and you're using your Canon M50 for it, this stays in our bag. Pop this in, plug this into a USB port or what have you that has sufficient power, and it will keep your camera powered without having to use a battery. So that's cool. That's our primary camera. All this gear goes with the Canon M50. Believe it or not, it all fits in that bag nice and neat. The second thing is when we get to port, a lot of times we don't want to carry this into, let's say we're going into Cozumel for the day and we're just going to walk around the port area and we don't want to lug this big camera in, or we're in the Bahamas and we don't want to carry it in and have people notice us carrying the big fuzzy dead cats or whatever. This little ditty here we bought just for that. You don't like the word ditty?
You keep using the word.
I like the word ditty. Back off me, woman. So this thing, this little item here, how about that? You like the word item better? This is the Dji Pocket. Now this is the first version. I think there's a Dji Pocket 2 maybe. They've got a newer version than this, but this one still works great. This has a gimbal built into it. Now you know DJI is famous for their
drones.
For their drones and the gimbals and the cameras that are on their drones, and this is basically the same camera that they have on their drones. And this little thing here is phenomenal. It takes excellent picture. We'll do 4K 60. Might even do higher resolution than that. I can't remember because we primarily stick to 1080. But it does great film, or great resolution, great pictures. And as you can see how small it is, I mean, basically it's hidden behind my hand here. So when we go into port, we carry this thing with us and we get great picture. The audio is pretty good on it too. But for what, you know, just walking around, getting, as you can see, it's got a little screen on it so you can really see what you're doing. With the click of a couple of buttons, the screen will spin around. It's got a lot of great features to it. These things aren't that expensive. You can get them used. We got this one used on Amazon for around 150 bucks back then. I looked this morning whenever I was putting all this together, and they're a little bit more expensive now for whatever reason. I don't know why, but I've got it linked below. If you want to use it in conjunction with the Gorillapod, they make this little item that you can pop it in, and it's got a tripod mount on the bottom of it, and then you can have it on the tripod to carry around with you too, or sit it on a table, make it steady. But we really like this thing. This thing is nice, small, compact. It lasts. The battery lasts forever. We have yet to have it die on us when we were using it. Doesn't take too long to charge.
We have attachments that you can.
Yeah, we bought some attachments. There's a little joystick that can help you control the up and down movement. There are several different ways you can control the gimbal. Also, one of the attachments, it comes with an attachment for an iPhone or an Android. So if you want a bigger screen, I don't have it with me here, but you can literally plug it into the side of your phone and have a bigger screen and see what's going on. So it's a really neat item. Check it out. If you don't want to go full-fledged into a DSLR mirrorless camera and you want something that you can carry around separate, it's a great.
It literally is lightweight to go in your pocket.
Oh yeah, honestly, I could show you. I really could demonstrate. See how. That's why they call it the Pocket. It literally disappears in your pocket. It's a neat camera. We really like these things. So the other thing we have, and I'll just pop a picture of it up on the screen that we're carrying with us, just for if we want to do some water activities or what have you, especially when Riley goes with us. She's our water girl. But we have a GoPro Hero Session, I think it is. It's just an older GoPro that's waterproof, and so we don't use it a lot. We did use it some for mounting to the windshield of the car to get kind of traveling down the road, time-lapse shots, for that sort of thing. But that's our third camera. And then lastly, cell phones, like we talked about at the beginning of the video. Cell phones, we use these, we take pictures and incorporate them into our videos, that sort of thing. But don't discount, we know plenty of vloggers with a lot of subscribers with very successful channels, if that's what you're looking for, that make excellent vlogs using cell phones. There's no shame in the game. So
and you can get a gimbal and
gimbals for these that work great. This is an iPhone 11. She's got an iPhone 13 that we're using. And the last thing is people ask us what we use for editing. I use Adobe Premiere Pro. We just like the Adobe suite of products. We migrated to that a year or so ago. Before that, I was using Filmora, Wondershare, but there are a ton of them out there. I loved Filmora. I just wanted to upgrade to something that I could use Photoshop to make thumbnails, and the other applications that come with Adobe we use quite a bit, Lightroom for modifying photos and that sort of thing. But yeah, just research it. There's tons of free ones out there that you can use. We know people that edit on their phone all the time and make great vlogs. So don't be hesitant to jump in the world of vlogging and making videos. But this is what we use for vlogging. Hey, leave us a comment and let us know what you use, or if you're interested in getting in. If you got any questions, leave those below. But this is what we use, and we've been happy to share it with you. Hopefully this answers any questions you might have, or it may have created a ton more. But anyway, I'm Greg.
I'm Felicia.
And this is SCT Adventures. We appreciate you following along with Greg and Felicia and SCT Adventures and anybody else that we can rope.
Else.
I was almost done. Guys, we'll see you next time. Bye.